How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Whiskey Here. Today we are bourbon hunting at UFC legend Dustin Poirier's liquor store. He has a partner in the business, Mr. Tim Metcalf. Him and I have become really great friends. He also owns a couple of restaurants. We're gonna go tap in, see what's new at the store. I know they built a brand new tasting room, so I'm gonna bring a couple of special bottles to taste at the end, along with some of their store picks. Make sure you stay tuned. I can't wait. This video has been a long time coming. We'll see you there. All right, guys, so we made it to Marcello's here in Lafayette. I'm very excited to do some bourbon hunting here today. One thing that I just noticed, though, earlier this morning, look at this. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen, but they're doing a UFC 318 giveaway. This is nuts. Enter giveaway by making any purchase, 1 entry per day. Purchase a store picks, a couple other bottles, give you double entries. I'm sure we'll talk to Mr. Tim about that inside, but let's go get to bourbon hunting. All right, y'all, so we made it inside of the store. Every time we come in here, it's kind of cool. It's been like, Marcello's has this, like a landmark name here in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's been around for forever, but then Mr. Tim Metcalf, Dustin Poirier became partners. They opened up this store back basically under the same name, but a whole different vibe. They brought in the bourbon market, everything that really was lacking before or that they didn't have. Built a beautiful tasting room that we're gonna go see in a little while after we do some bourbon hunts and hopefully get a cool interview with Mr. Tim. But yeah, let's get right to it and see what we got on the shelves. This whole end cap, he told me, is all Louisiana-based stuff. So some of the rum from Bayou Rum. I see some JT Mellick. Double points, by the way, for the UFC giveaway. Bywater, he's got some Solu, which is, I don't see the Cajun cut bourbon, but he does have Solu, which is the gin made at Distillery Acadian. Just a couple more things. I will ask the price. I know that we're gonna be curious to see what this costs, but he's got 4 bottles of Eagle Rare here on the shelf. $49.99 for some Eagle Rare, and he's got some of it up here. I do know Marcello's is the place that like does get these pretty much on the regular for that price. I always see them make posts about it. Ragged Branch offerings right here, the Secretariat, Louisiana Reserve, Bottled and Bond. I don't really know much about Ragged Branch. I did recently try 2 of them. I think it was a Cowboy. Yeah, the Cowboy, and then it was a rye that I was not crazy over. The rye I was not. The Cowboy I thought was pretty good, and it's only 46 bucks for a cash-make product. I was a fan. Angel's Envy, look at this. Angel's Envy Cellar Collection. See that? $270 for 104 proof. It is a straight rye finished in French oak and añejo tequila barrels. They got their Elijah Craig store pick here. It's a 9-year, 125.9 proof, right next to the Wampus Cab. We just bought this bottle, $75.99. Someone reached out to me and asked me if I can grab them a Wampus Cat and grab them a pecan. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who you are. If you're watching, please let me know. I know where I can get it now. I'll come grab it for you. I'm a huge fan, so look, if you read it, it's rye whiskey in secret casks. 6-year-old rye from Crittman's. Apparently, it was really tough to get the TTB to approve the label that they wanted in time. That's why they put secret casks, which is crazy that the TTB approved that because it's not really the most transparent thing. However, I did hear it's rumored to be like a cherry wood finish, and it's really good. Cherry wood is one of the only trees or wood that take on the flavor of the fruit that it grows. So what I was also told, okay, could be talking out of my ass right now, but got the Stogie batch here. We tried this at our last store. This one's $99.99. Look, let me read this out to you. A blend of bourbon finishing cognac, Armagnac, port, añejo, apple brandy, maple syrup, and Lafroig barrels. That's a mouthful, and it tastes like a mouthful too. It is a lot, but it's actually really nice. It's cool. I don't know if I would necessarily call it a cigar blend though. Personally, when I have a cigar, I like something way sweeter. This is just a mouthful. It's a little bit sweet, but a little bit smoky from the Lafroig barrels. It is really good though, I enjoy it. Some Horse Soldier. We were just talking, I think Horse Soldier is one of the companies that built like a multi-million-dollar expansion in Kentucky. Haven't really heard much about it, if it's moving forward, how the progress is going, but the juice inside of these bottles that they currently have is actually pretty solid. And it's from the 12 Strong, if you know that movie. Horse Soldiers, the first in Afghanistan on horseback. That's from them. I know I talk about it a lot. Not necessarily the whiskey is amazing, but one thing I find pretty interesting is all of these metal label plates are actually pressed using steel from 9/11. Ben Holiday, this is the Rickhouse Proof for $79.99. This bottle right here, I feel like I don't talk about enough. I'm gonna grab this one probably today, maybe. We'll see if there's anything else here. I'm gonna leave this for you guys if you're interested. I just picked up another Eagle Rare, but this one is Hard Truth Sweet Mash Bourbon. If you like this flavor profile, that sweet, vanilla, easy drinking bourbon from Buffalo Trace, I highly recommend. This right here is also 90 proof, and it is damn good. Around the same price, but except this is not allocated, that is allocated. I love this Hard Truth, and I love their Sweet Mash Rye. This bottle's really good. Good wood, I've never heard of this before. Stout barrel finish, it's a Kentucky Straight Bourbon, finished in stout barrels, 90 proof, just says bottled by. So I'm not really sure exactly who distills it. I do know Green River Bardstown do a lot of the contract distilling. This could be one of them, but it is pretty interesting. It's a stout finish. So let me know if any of you have tried anything from Goodwood. It might even be a new product. It's definitely something I've never seen on the shelf yet. So just like the Wampus Cat, Crittenden is doing a lot of these cryptid characters. This one is the Mothman. That one's the Wampus Cat. He's done the Rougarou, but called it the Boo-Rai-Roo, so it was a Boo-Rai. This right here, the Mothman, is bourbon finished in Muscatel, Naranja, Port, and Sweet Vermouth wine cask. It is $75. I also have this one at home, and I'm a fan. I like what he did with the wax. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but he's got like some nice glitter effect in the wax. I thought that was pretty neat. Here's another one of their single barrel picks here. It is a Jack Daniel's single barrel. No, I've had this, now that I think about it. The Bourbon Barbershop, where I go get my hair cut. If you've been a part of the channel, I did a video a while back showing that entire collection. He's one guy in a barbershop, cuts a lot of our hair like me and my buddies, but has a collection that's even better than mine. He bought this, and one day we were cutting hair. I was obsessed with this. We poured it like 3 times. Their pick is so good. I didn't think they'd still have any. It doesn't look like they have a lot left though. Especially selected from Marcello's Wine Market, 128.8 proof. It's killer, 69 bucks. Not bad. And I normally like the ryes when it comes to this, but this one is really, really good. It's got the Woodford Masters Collection, 119.5 proof. These used to be, I don't know if I would say highly allocated, but definitely weren't seeing these just on the shelf everywhere, but they have this one here, 119.5 proof. So I'm starting to see those a little bit more on the shelf, definitely more than I used to. Look, I almost passed this up. I just grabbed one, maybe a couple videos back by the time that this one comes out. So I am good to go on this. He only has, there's 4 bottles. But the Jefferson's Cash Ring, 130 proof, 8 year, and this store has it for $70.99. I was gonna stack up on these. I don't know if I should. I'm not sure exactly how limited they are. It says limited on the bottle. I'm a big fan of it. You guys know by now. Here's the Pinhook, 9-year rye, 55.6 proof. Pinhook is starting to do these really small batches. By really small batches, they're actually being transparent and telling you how many barrels are going into it. So I'm looking forward to, I do think sometime in the future around the Lafayette area, I don't know who exactly, but I did hear they might have done a blend with 2 or 3 barrels, and they blended it together. So I'm curious. I don't really know what's going on with that, but that is going to be something I'm looking forward to from Pinhook. This High West is a finish in Barbados rum. A lot of the times I see Chardonnay barrels from the High West, and every now and then I've seen the rum, so cool that they have that. That is $48.99. Now that was just in caps. We're gonna get to the main shelf here, talking about all the regular bourbons, good shelfers, anything that catches my eye. So far, this caught my eye. I feel like I passed it up a lot. I love this bottle too so much. That's probably my favorite Crittenden's I've ever had. Here's the Scotch wall, everyone. A lot of people have been asking me to show the Scotch. I'll tell you what, the ones that I don't mind, this brand right here, Glendronach, or Glendronach, Glenmorangie is pretty decent. Macallan is Macallan. Oban is decent. And this is, again, coming from me, a bourbon drinker. I only own the Glenmorangie, a Glendronach. Oh yeah, there it is, Highland Park, but I have the 12-year at home. This right here is super peated. I had it not that long ago though, and I don't know if I was just in the mood for that smoke bomb, but it wasn't that bad. I'm just not crazy over Scotch, but I'll show it for you. I am crazy over this though. This bottle, man, it's $135 though. That's why I'm not gonna probably ever own it, because it is pretty hard for me to justify that for Irish whiskey. But the other day, Smoke and Barrel It was a whiskey festival that came here, and Redbreast had their lineup, their table. That bottle was amazing. I went back a few times for it. That's how much I liked it. Like, it was definitely my favorite of the night. So maybe I will buy it. What am I talking about? That was my favorite one of the night. I don't know. Look, this is what I was actually getting to when it comes to the Scotch. That's a cool bottle. I wish I was a Scotch fan to want to buy this, but I don't even know in the Scotch world if this is good. 291 barrel proof. That is a pretty low price compared to what it can be in Colorado. Oh look, it used to be 120. There you go. $20 off for the 291 barrel proof. I know there's a lot of people that aren't huge fans of it. Personally, I'm one that actually does enjoy it. I like that aspen finish, the strong rye that they use. I believe they get it from Germany, but I'm personally a fan. That's 130 proof right there. I have one at home, so I'm good on that. When I go back to Colorado though, I do want to get the 291 maple. This Templeton Midnight Rye is actually really, really good. It's something that, honestly, I'll be completely honest with you, I preferred this over a couple of the Midwinter's Night Strams I've had. Now, some of the Midwinter Night Strams I've had are phenomenal, like top tier whiskey. Some of them were just kind of a miss for me. This right here was pretty, it's consistent every time. It's American rye blended with dark port wine. So it's not a finished whiskey. They put less than 1% of port wine in the bottle. And yeah, I actually do think it was a little better than some of the drams I've had. A couple of the Rye 3 products. Every time I ask someone, but I get a mixed review on what to try from them. This one is the regular rye, this is a cask strength Madeira, and this is a cask strength rum finish. 75 bucks for the rum, $79.99 for the Madeira. They got the entire Green River lineup. They got the foolproof, the rye. This is $60. This is $33, $33, and $33 for the wheated bourbon rye. Wheel Horse is also Green River juice as well. Made in Owensboro, Kentucky. So here's my thing. This is $32. This is $33. Okay, so this is what doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, or I'm just curious. This is $32. This is $33. They're both made at Green River. They're both rye. This is 95 proof. This is 101 proof. Which one would you buy? I really don't know. Personally, I'm gonna go with the 101 proof because it's probably gonna make a little bit better cocktails, just giving it that extra proof point. But it's made by the same exact distillery. Is it the same mash bill? I don't know. Do you know? Let me know. Penelope Wheated on the shelf. These are kind of like been disappearing, so it's cool to see that they have it here. $39.99 for that one. I have one at home. I think it's very solid, and I've also made a good cocktail with it. I almost passed this up. K. Luke, batch 4 rye, 114 proof, 130 on that one. Buzzard's Roost. This is straight bourbon. New Orleans Bourbon Fest 2024. This is a single barrel. Okay, for 90 bucks. I don't know much about Buzzard's Roost, but I have seen clips of the guy that makes it, like an old, he's got a big gray beard, I think, the guy that makes Buzzard's Roost products. When I came a long time ago, right when I started the channel, one of the first videos was here, and this is where they had, I couldn't believe it, because at the time I was still in Colorado, we didn't have all the benchmark products, and he has foolproof, small batch, top floor, and it looks like a bunch of the others, but they're kind of sold out right now. $24.99 for the foolproof. Such a solid bourbon for that price. Bull's Head, product of Hudson Valley, Newburgh, New York. 90 proof. Let's see. Produced and bottled by Spirits Lab. Spirits Lab, that's the company that has the pre-mades that you and I tried. Grant behind the camera here, we were at a store in New Orleans and tried their pre-made old fashioned. It was like a blood orange old fashioned, I think, and then their pre-made espresso martini, which is like the best pre-made thing I've ever had. So I guess this is the whiskey company that makes it. There's another one I've never heard of, Boondocks. Rye whiskey, bottled and bond. Oh, that's cool, Kentucky bottled and bond. Bottled by Boondock Spirits, distilled by Green River. There's another Green River. See, we were just talking about that earlier. Bardstown and Green River contract distill for a lot of different brands. 55 bucks for 100 proof, 32 bucks for 101 proof. Both Green River rye. I don't know. Maybe people are sleeping on Wheel Horse, I don't know. I do want to try Wheel Horse's cigar blend. I didn't even know High West did a pre-made cocktail. 43 bucks, High West Manhattan, barrel finished cocktail. Barrel finished cocktail. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So they finish it in the barrel. I think Buffalo Trace does one like that as well. Never heard of it. Didn't even know it existed. What is this? Tommy Rotter? Napa Valley Heritage Cask, straight bourbon whiskey. 95 proof, 55 bucks. It's a 4-grain bourbon rested in Heritage Cabernet Sauvignon cask from Rutherford, Napa Valley, California. Distilled in Indiana, finished and bottled in Buffalo, New York. So probably NGP. That's one thing I love about Crittenden's, man. His prices are actually pretty fair, especially for a craft distillery. Sometimes crafts come out just swinging for the fences and charging a lot for what their product is. Crittenden's has been always fair. Just the whole vibe of the store is cool. If you check a look, the big bolted ceilings. The beer cave back here is pretty cool. They got a bunch of like German beers in the back, a couple of Italian different beers, the cooler's large. Pretty much everything you see warm, they have cold as well. But this is what I needed to grab. We were looking, Grant and I were looking for the pre-made espresso martini earlier, and they didn't have it, but this is what they did have. So Spirits Lab, we were just talking about that bourbon, 50 bucks, but it's a blood orange old fashioned. You like this one, or did you prefer the martini? I think we both preferred the martini. It did taste like equivalent to one that you would get at a restaurant, I would say. It's actually really high quality, but they didn't have the espresso one. Nowhere here does, to be fair. I couldn't find it anywhere. This is what I came to grab. I recently found out how to make the best old fashioned, but I did not know that they had all of these different syrups. Now, this is the main base, syrup de saison, that I use in all my old fashions. I freaking love it. I'm a huge fan, and it's made locally here, like in Lafayette. This one though, read that. Roasted almonds, fresh coconut, and citrus, made with pure cane sugar. Which one? Go with the OG or try the?
I mean, try it, yeah.
Try it out? Okay, I think we're gonna try that out. And I'm gonna also come back and grab, probably that Hard Truth is one that I need to go home with. But in the meantime, we're gonna go now, do a little tasting in the back, show you the tasting room, come back for our products, and get an interview with Mr. Tim. So this is the brand new tasting room here at Marcello's. They host a lot of different events. If you follow them on social media, I see all the different events that they're always doing. They'll bring in some of the brands like Pinhook, any of their store picks or whatever, they'll do tasting. And also this event space, I believe, is available for rent. And Tim and I were just talking before, this would be cool if we wanted to do like a bourbon meetup. Anybody would like to come, maybe we'll plan a day and do like a whiskier meetup. So anybody in the Patreon group, anybody here on YouTube that would be interested in coming, doing like a private tasting, I'm down. You guys just let me know down below in the comments, is this something that you would be interested in doing? And we're gonna get to tasting some cool stuff. All right guys, so I'm here with Mr. Tim Metcalf, owner of Marcello's, amongst other businesses here in the Lafayette area.
Amongst others, yeah.
And we'll definitely talk about that, but I brought a couple of things, and if we wanna try something, we can talk today. We'll start with this, maybe just a little sip of this.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. But I wanted to, I could tell the story all day long about this place, but I really want to hear from you what got y'all into Marcello's and like how'd that go?
Probably the most iconic wine shop in Lafayette. It's been around over 40 years, forever. It's a Dora family, had it forever. I have a pizza restaurant right around the corner where I grew up, Dino's, obviously, walking distance. And I knew Gene, put it for sale. He had a restaurant as well, and I was kind of interested in the restaurant, but I had just bought Crenshaw, so
yeah.
a little deep in restaurants. So my friend Jody Ferguson bought only the restaurant, not the wine shop. And I just kept driving by every day, and I knew Gene wanted to retire, and I'm like, man, I got to keep this iconic brand of Lafayette open.
Yeah.
And so we negotiated. The price initially was scary, but it's a big piece of real estate as well.
It's huge.
So we broke the real estate out, because it's the Goodyear shop next door.
Yeah.
So we broke the real estate out. We broke it into pieces, and then it was more palatable.
Okay.
So I brought in my CPA, Kyle Kellner, and Dustin Poirier involved in it. So yeah.
Yeah, and Dustin's a big part. And then this was always kind of something that I remember.
This was just a dump back.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So it was like their discount room, 3 for $5, or, just a warehouse would just have extra liquor and call Gene up, say, hey, we're dumping it all on you.
Yeah.
And we come back here, and it was rough back here.
I remember when we were first starting the channel, that's been over a year now, you were talking about what this was gonna be, and
Right.
It's really cool to see it all come together now.
Right.
What it is.
Kind of a speakeasy, tasting room.
Yeah.
It's cool for an event. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So on this Weller, you've had this one before?
I've had this before. I've been fortunate. Yep.
Yeah.
It's I just love Weller, the wheat and bourbons.
It's so good. Easy, approachable, sweet. So y'all been in business now here how long?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. And then we got to tell this on camera. This is pretty crazy. So Mr. Tim comes in today on crutches, all braced up, bandaged up.
Yeah.
Tell us the story on how that happened, what you were recently doing, and we'll show a clip of what happened, or of what you were doing as well.
Okay. So I was on the Dark Continent. I was in Africa bow hunting. I only bow hunt. And I went there for some certain animals, and we drove by this oxbow. So we're on the Limpopo River, and this oxbow is cut off. It's dry season, right? And I noticed some big crocs in there. I'm like, oh man, we should shoot a croc. And the guy goes, you want to? I'm like, let's do it. So we made a plan, we set up a blind, we put some bait out, the croc came in and I shot him behind his shoulder in the thoracic cavity. And he goes in the water and he keeps coming up because the water's leaking into his thoracic cavity. Just having trouble sneaking in on him. So finally he comes out on this island in the middle of this oxbow, and there's kind of a peninsula of shallow water leading there. So we had lunch and we let him calm down and we start sneaking out there. And there's 2 crocs laying like this, and mine's on the right. We're just sneaking, and the radio buzzes. They said, there's a croc coming behind you. I remember I look, and about 40 yards, I see another big croc coming up looking at us. I'm like, oh, that's not good. But so I kind of made some movement like, hey, I see you. I turn around, take one more step, and a croc right in front of us blows up. Wow. I don't know what turned into, me and the PH turned. We couldn't really run, we both turned. I didn't hurt my leg at that point, but hyper stimulated. Of course, the croc we were trying to get an arrow into gets off into the water. Everything's exciting. The guy goes, you need to shoot that croc even anywhere. I said, well, how far is it? Go 38 yards, so I shoot him in the eyeball. And then he comes up out of the water and I get another kill arrow into him. But he slid back into the deep water. So we went back, had lunch, come back to that oxbow. We're walking around it, looking at the different crocs. There's 4 or 5 crocs up on the bank. We're trying to get close to see if any of them have holes in them or eyeballs missing or whatever. And I just take one wrong step and fall down. It just, that sound was what my quad tendon pulled off my patella.
Oh my gosh.
It was not for the faint of heart. So
hunting crocs in Africa.
Hunting crocs in Africa.
That is just wild. So wild, man. Now, I gotta ask you while we're here drinking bourbon, sitting around, what's your favorite bottle of bourbon of all time that you've ever personally tasted? Yeah, or yeah, I guess so.
Man, that's a hard question. You know that. That's a super hard question. I'm spoiled. I have access to a lot of bourbons. For Christmas, I got the full line of Pappy, right?
Yeah.
So once it got beyond 15, the 20 and 23.
Okay.
15. The 15 was the best. So if
The
you're
best.
talking about Pappy, I think it peaks at 15. These Wellers are fantastic. I mean, they can be. I like that weeded. I really like that smoothness on them.
I guess a better question.
I don't know.
Better way to phrase it. If you had an island whiskey, you can only take one with you that you could drink for the rest of your life. It may not be the best tasting in the world, but it's one that you
I take Blanton's. I would just do Blanton's. I really would. I enjoy Blanton's. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
It is a solid bourbon.
Yeah, it is. It's
It
solid
really
all
is.
the way around. I can drink it hot, cold, neat, ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Blanton's is
Yeah.
your island whiskey.
I think so.
Okay. I like
so.
it.
Yeah.
There's a guy locally here. He actually did one with Taylor as well, but he took Blanton's, finished it in honey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I need to bring you a sample of that. I'll definitely will.
So we had a guy here a couple weeks ago. He did Eagle Rare finished in honey. Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
He did that one as
Yeah,
well.
he's one of my employees at Dino's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want a little taste of this?
Yeah, let me.
Some E.H. Barrel Port. We were just talking right before we got
I
cameras.
just got a bottle of that today.
Today. In store. Now, okay, that great lead off into this. How do your allocations work at Marcello's?
Well, we'll put some on the shelf. We have a
Like we saw.
VIP. We have as you saw, we have a VIP list, and we'll just contact those people. I know that people want Blanton's, gold. If you're looking for something, you're on that list. Hey, I got it. You want it, and then we'll hold it for you. So we get allocations once a month. So we hold those allocations once a month for our VIPs, and if they don't come pick them up in that month, they go on the shelf. When the next ones roll in, they go on the shelf.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, but sometimes we'll have a couple extra bottles of Blanton's in the back. Always ask, I get people ask me all the time, like, yeah, go buy, I think I saw 4 or 5 bottles back there. We try to hold them for our better customers, as I think we should. If you have a relationship with me, I should be able to take care of you. And then they, if the customers didn't want to pick them up at that point, they go right on the
Go right on the shelf, or if someone comes in, it's like, hey, look, I've been looking for blends. It's Father's Day. If you have something,
correct.
Okay.
Absolutely, and we won't make them do a basket or whatever. We do some, truthfully, around the holiday season, we do baskets with allocations.
I love it though, because baskets, you're still paying MSRP for the bottle.
Correct.
It's just you're getting extras with it.
Exactly, and we'll do
it's
like
a win-win.
a store pick or something that we're not putting anything bad in.
Yeah.
I promise you. And we're not charging $50 for the basket either. So, it makes it nice. It makes
exactly.
It nice.
What is are you a bourbon guy at heart? Like at home, that's your drink of choice?
Now, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. I grew up rum and Coke.
Rum and
I grew
Coke.
up, in the Miami Vice days, right?
Yeah.
Cuba Libre. And then we switched to Crown and Seven. I had to have that sweet drinks, you know. Then I went to beer, then I went to red wine, then I went to vodkas, and now I'm bourbons.
Now, I ask every store owner, you brought up Crown. I try to ask every store owner or manager that I meet down south in Louisiana, Crown is a very dominant spirit.
Huge spirit. It's the biggest brown spirit.
It really is,
Hell,
and nowhere else that I've ever traveled to has it been the case. Is it just like because of the Cajun culture that's come from?
I think so, man.
Right?
I think so. Crown was like the pinnacle for Cajun. Like
Yeah.
That's the. Yeah. You know, and there's nothing wrong with Crown.
No?
I can drink it. It's a little sweet, but I can drink it.
It's a good mixer, I think. Yeah.
It's a great mix. You know, you start mixing stuff with it.
It's probably,
you don't want to mix. Well, we say that, but.
Yeah. What are some of the trends that y'all are seeing right now in the whiskey world?
The trend is down.
It's down.
Brown is down.
Yeah.
Tequilas are coming more popular. Rums a little bit, but there's so many rums being made. We're waiting for rums to make a resurgence.
Okay.
But overall it's just down. It's just down.
Yeah.
It's just not. I think it peaked 3 or 4 or 5 years ago.
Around the COVID time, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. COVID was whenever everything was kind of booming.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the COVID, everyone was sitting at home drinking.
Yeah,
that's all you could do. You sell it.
Nothing else
I
to
was
do.
working, but sitting at home drinking, and it peaked there. And then people, I think coming out of COVID, they're like, okay, I put on weight. I feel like shit. We learned a lesson that if your body's immune system will take care of itself.
Yeah.
You need to be in shape. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
Everything else doesn't matter. You can have all the money in the world if you're dying tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think it was a huge awakening. I was in the gym business, and we had to close the gym down because people were so afraid to get close to other people. And
I didn't know that.
Like, yeah, we had a kickboxing gym.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but now gym business are killing it.
Oh yeah.
Go to Reds on the weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's nuts?
Great. Oh, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts.
That's
The
good,
gyms
though.
are doing well, which is good. It's good. We don't want to make people unhealthy, but there's a big, there's a lot of, you read a lot of stuff about how now all of a sudden alcohol causes cancer, and I'm like, look, I'm not a scientist. I understand this, but you know how long our ancestors have been drinking alcohol, man?
BC even, thousands of years.
So crossing the ocean, the Plymouth, they didn't drink water. Everybody drank grog and drank
Right.
alcohol. So I'm not advocating excess, but I'm just saying that
There's a balance.
A few drinks, yes. Yeah. It's quality of life. You know, we all enjoy a couple of bourbons and relaxing at the end of the day. And there's nothing wrong with it.
I met some of the best people in the world over this brown water.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
Any final words, final remarks that you'd like to tell the audience watching?
Come see us. We got this beautiful room. You can plan an event with us.
That's what we're saying.
We can cater it with Dino's, Préjean's, or any other restaurant, but I prefer Dino's occasionally.
Yeah, Dino's is by far the best pizza in Lafayette, man.
Yeah, and it's like walking distance. I'll walk them down here myself, you know. So yeah. Come see us. Come check it out. We got a good selection. We got a sweet store. We got a really good staff. Keep it local, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, shop local. So.
All right, y'all, so we just finished up here at Marcello's. I was going check out. I was getting the syrup de saison, and I was getting the hard truth sweet mash. Then the GM came, because Mr. Tim left. GM came and said, hey man, are you interested in this? I've never seen one in the wild before. This is the E.H. Taylor Straight Rye. The small batches, meh to me, but this is the straight rye. I've never seen one before, and I was like, absolutely. So we got this. Tomorrow, I was gonna get the syrup de saison, which is for my cocktails, but tomorrow, they're actually doing an event for syrup de saison. So they'll be here. We're gonna get to taste the one that I was about to buy. So we'll get to try before we buy. I'm huge on that. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for that, but we went home with this today. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, I don't really get to see these hardly ever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one.